So picture this. You're scrolling through Instagram late at night and suddenly you see a familiar face. Asher Angel, the actor who played Billy Batson in Shazam, casually dropping a goodnight post. But wait, he posted a picture of himself on X at what seems to be a party, talking to a man wearing a Nightwing hoodie or t-shirt. The picture was cryptically captioned GN, which is short for good night. That's it. That's the entire post. And yet, within minutes, the comment section lit up like a bat signal. Fans immediately connected the dots, or maybe wanted to. One wrote, "Please be Nightwing in the DCU." Another just said, "That symbol." And one person joked, "Did you just dress up as yourself?" It's wild how much noise one word and one shirt can make in the world of DC fandom. But then again, this isn't just any logo. The Nightwing emblem carries decades of legacy. It's not something you wear by accident, especially if you're a former DC star whose character storyline is, well, uncertain right now. Let's not forget, Asher Angel's Billy Batson was part of the pre-Gunn DC era, the Snyderverse era to be specific. Shazam: Fury of the Gods didn't exactly set the box office on fire, and after that, there were no updates about Angel's return. So why wear the symbol now, when the DCU is in the middle of a reboot and James Gunn's universe is taking shape? That's what has everyone's attention. This isn't the first time Asher Angel has talked about Nightwing. In past interviews, when fans asked who he'd love to play next, he specifically mentioned Dick Grayson, calling Nightwing one of his favorite heroes. So it's not like the idea came out of nowhere. He's had his eyes on the role for a while, which makes this post feel less like a coincidence and more like a little wink to the fans. Now, to be fair, he didn't tag DC, James Gunn, or anything official, but the timing, pretty suspicious. Why now? Because right now, DC insiders have been teasing that the Bat family could make their debut sooner than we think. Let's talk about where the Nightwing theories are coming from and why this post hit so hard. Recently, sharp-eyed set visitors noticed props connected to the Flying Graysons, Dick Grayson's family, being spotted on the set of the upcoming Clayface movie. Now, for anyone unfamiliar, the Flying Graysons are the acrobatic troupe Dick came from before tragedy struck and Batman took him under his wing. So if their props are on a Clayface set, that's a pretty major hint that the Bat family is being built out. And if Dick Grayson is showing up soon, that means someone, somewhere, is already being considered or maybe even cast as Nightwing. So naturally, fans connected the dots. Nightwing props appear, Asher Angel posts the Nightwing shirt, and DCU fans go full detective mode. But before we go jumping to conclusions, let's slow down for a second. Social media posts can be misleading, and Asher Angel knows exactly what kind of reaction something like this can cause. It could be as simple as him being a fan of the character, or maybe he's just poking fun at the speculation. After all, a lot of actors have favorite comic characters they post about without it meaning anything official. Even in the Marvel world, stars like Ryan Gosling have worn Nova shirts or referenced Ghost Rider without actually being in talks. So until there's an actual confirmation, either from DC Studios or from Angel himself, all of this remains in the rumor zone. Still, what keeps fans invested is the possibility, because timing is everything. And right now, DC's next chapter under James Gunn and Peter Safran is all about rebuilding from the ground up, with a younger cast, new energy, and the shared continuity. So if Angel really wanted to stay in that universe, teasing Nightwing might be the smartest move he could make. Let's shift gears for a second to what's actually confirmed and why that matters. According to recent updates, DC has an upcoming animated theatrical film in the works titled Dynamic Duo. And yes, you guessed it, it focuses on Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. Now here's where things get interesting. Dynamic Duo isn't your traditional animated movie. It's described as using a unique blend of animation, puppetry, and CGI. It's experimental, and it's aiming for a June 30th, 2028 release date. That's still a few years away, but the idea of a project centered on two Robins, one of them being Dick Grayson, who becomes Nightwing, shows that DC is definitely planting seeds for his return to the spotlight. It's unclear if Dynamic Duo will be part of the main DCU continuity. If it is, then James Gunn and Peter Safran have a logistical puzzle to solve. They'll need to cast someone who can both voice the character in animation and play him in live action later on. That's not uncommon. Look at how Marvel has synced animated voices with live action versions recently. It builds cohesion, and if Gunn is serious about world-building consistency, it would make total sense. So could Asher Angel's Nightwing shirt be a hint that he's testing the waters for that opportunity? Possibly, but again, we're connecting dots that haven't been officially linked yet. Of course, the skeptic in me has to ask, is this just clever marketing? Maybe Angel or his team simply wanted to stir up engagement. Maybe he's reminding studios he's still around, still passionate, and still has a superhero look that fits right into the Gunverse aesthetic. Because let's be honest, Nightwing is one of those roles that's going to be highly competitive. We're talking about one of DC's most beloved and physically demanding characters. Whoever plays him will likely appear across multiple projects: Batman the Brave and the Bold, future spin-offs, maybe even Titan-style side stories. So Angel wouldn't be the only name in that conversation. There have been other rumors too. Actors like Jacob Elordi, Tanner Buchanan, or even Dylan O'Brien have been fan cast as Nightwing for years. So while Angel's post definitely reignited the discussion, it doesn't necessarily mean he's in the lead or even in the running. But what it does show is that fans want Nightwing in the DCU badly, and Gunn's team probably sees that. Let's speculate for a moment though, just for fun. If Angel did get the role, would it actually make sense? Well, he's got a few things going for him. First off, he's young, mid-20s, which fits perfectly with what Gunn has said about wanting longevity in his cast. He could easily play Dick Grayson for the next decade if needed. Second, he's already familiar with the superhero world, having worked in the DCEU. He understands the tone, the pressure, the fandom expectations, all of it. And third, he's got that kind of charisma and athletic build that fans often associate with Nightwing, the mix of acrobat and detective. But then there's the other side of the argument. Would James Gunn really bring back a former DCEU actor to play a new role in his rebooted DC universe? Because so far, the only confirmed carryovers are a few characters like Viola Davis as Amanda Waller and John Cena as Peacemaker. So if Gunn is keeping some continuity but rebooting others, it's possible but still a stretch. That's where skepticism creeps back in. It could just be a fan nod, a personal wish, nothing more. Still, the buzz around it shows just how much DC fans are craving clarity and something to get excited about again. Here's what we do know for sure. James Gunn's new DCU is slowly taking shape, starting with Superman, which just dropped. After that, we're expecting more updates about the Brave and the Bold, the Batman film that's supposed to introduce Bruce Wayne's son, Damian, as Robin. And if Damian's being introduced, that means Dick Grayson, the first Robin, already exists somewhere in that universe. Whether he's already Nightwing or still in transition, that's unclear. But the logic tracks. The Bat family is coming, piece by piece. So yeah, Asher Angel's little GN post might just be a shirt, or it might be the first whisper of something much bigger. So what do you guys think? Was Asher Angel genuinely teasing something with that Nightwing logo, or was it just a playful coincidence? Do you think he could actually fit as Nightwing in the James Gunn new DC universe, or should DC start completely fresh with someone new? And here's the big one. If the Bat family is really on its way into the DCU, which member are you most excited to see first? Nightwing, Red Hood, or Batgirl? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because honestly, this could go either way. Until we get confirmation, it's all speculation, but one thing's for sure. DC fans haven't stopped watching the shadows, waiting for Nightwing to finally step into the light.